Hi guys, Harry here, and I'm back with another Pokemon video for you. Now I know I haven't had a Pokemon video in a while, but that's because of all the crazy stuff happening in Doctor Who. Of course, we had Jodie Whittaker's regeneration, and we had the announcement that David Tennant is getting free specials. It's just so crazy. And also, I did breakdowns on the power of the Doctor, and also on the trailer for David Tennant's specials, and I will link them up in the cards above. And if you could please go and watch them, as they are the ones that I put the most effort into. Of course, it takes a long time to get all these references in the episodes, and they are some of the lowest performing videos in recent times. So please, if you could go and watch them, since, well, so much effort went into them, but they haven't got the views that I was hoping. But with that out of the way, we get into this Pokemon video. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe, also leave a like and comment down below, and let's get into the video. So with the release of Scarlet and Violet just around the corner, there have obviously been lots of trailers, even on TV. So even if you're not a Pokemon fan, you have probably seen, maybe if you're watching ITV or Channel 4 or Channel 5, you've probably seen in the ad breaks, well, obviously Pokemon Scarlet and Violet teasers or trailers, little bits of it. And of course, in that, they're stressing the open world aspect.
I can roam free and explore wherever I want. Catch, battle, and train in the newly evolved open world Pokemon Adventure.
And that is what this video is about. Is open world a good idea? Of course, we've had kind of dribs and drabs of this in Pokemon. Of course, most recently, the most recent mainline game was Pokemon Sword and Shield, of course not counting remakes, which was Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and not counting completely new games breaking off from the franchise like Pokemon Legends Arceus. So in Pokemon Sword and Shield, we had these wild areas, which was kind of like a way where fans could explore a bigger area without being limited to, you have to go in this direction. Of course, you had to go in a certain direction, like in the end, but in the wild area, you could go any which way as long as you ended up at that one staircase as you headed to Motostoke, or wherever you headed in the wild area. And that was amazing. It provided us to get so much more Pokemon, and also go in a different, like, wherever you wanted. You could stay in the wild area as little as you wanted, just go straight through, or you could stay in the wild area as much as you wanted. Go into all these different areas in the wild area, battling how many Pokemon you wanted, taking part in how many Dynamax raids you wanted. It was a really good idea. And of course, it provided us with Pokemon that were our level, and also higher level Pokemon that was like kind of your job to avoid until you got higher level Pokemon and more badges, so you could go back to the wild area and catch those higher level Pokemon if you wanted. And it was a really good idea. And a similar thing happened a bit later on in Pokemon Legends Arceus. That was kind of an open world segmented game. So, of course, the further you got along in the game, different areas were unlocked. But when the area was unlocked, there was a big area where you could go any which way, really, you wanted, as long as you ended up at the noble Pokemon at the end. You could take side quests that would take you off. You could go straight to the noble Pokemon. You could talk with the Diamond clan and the Pearl clan. You could do battles. You could fill up your Pokedex. You could complete your Pokedex in that area first. Or you could go and battle the noble Pokemon straight away. It was a really cool idea, and you could go in any which way. And the environment in which you get to the noble Pokemon was also more interactive in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Your characters interacted with it. You had different ride Pokemon which acted differently, and you could change them in like mid-air or mid-run. It was really cool to see. and I think it was a really cool idea. However, with a fully open world, as we are getting in Scarlet and Violet, is that a good idea? Because it is rumoured that all the wild Pokemon might not be scaled to your level. It is revealed that the gym leaders are probably going to scale to your level exactly. They are going to know how many badges you have and then scale what Pokemon they use and what level they have to basically how many badges your trainer has. A bit like Brock did to Red in Pokemon Origins when he scaled on the fact that Red had 0 badges.
Have you got any badges? Badges? No, I don't have any. I see. Well then, I'll battle you with these 2 Pokemon.
However, there have been rumours that the wild Pokemon will not be scaled to your level how many badges you have. Because again, it would take a lot of effort because you have to scale it to every badge you have, every Pokemon that player would have roughly at the level compared to the amount of badges they have. It would take a lot of work. And of course, Scarlet and Violet has come out around the same time that the normal games have come out at. So, it's going to be a lot of effort on the Pokemon production team. So I don't know if they would have had all the time to scale the levels of the Pokemon. So, are we going to go into a section that would maybe lead to the 8th gym, and the Pokemon are going to be like a high level 30s or level 40s? It's going to be obviously a shock if you go in there with level 15 Pokemon and you're battling early level 40 Pokemon. You're obviously going to get demolished. Again, this was a similar thing in Pokemon Sword and Shield. However, you were told to avoid these wild, fully evolved Pokemon that were just walking around outside the grass in the wild area. So you need to avoid them and then come back at a later date. However, with these ones, it's not just going to be a couple of Pokemon out there that are a bit too strong. It's going to be all the Pokemon in that specific area. So is this open world mechanic a good idea? Also, the wild Pokemon aren't the only problem, as of course there are your rivals as well. Right now, it is only revealed that we have Nimona as our main rival. However, we don't know whether Arvin or Penny, who has been revealed in other trailers, are going to be our other rivals, like our C or B list rivals. That are only going to challenge us a couple of times throughout our journey, and their levels would also have to be scaled to match our gym badges so that they don't absolutely wipe the floor with us, because if they're, say, standing outside what would be the 4th gym, they need to have as many badges as we have. Say we only have 1 badge, then they need to have Pokemon that would, we could easily beat if we only had 1 badge instead of having 3 or 4 badges. Or it could be the opposite way as well. We could absolutely destroy them if we have, say, 7 gym badges and they are standing outside what would be the 4th gym, and we just easily take them out because, of course, their Pokemon are too low level compared to ours. And also, again, it works the same way with the wild Pokemon. Could our Pokemon be too overleveled compared to the wild Pokemon, so we can't even catch any Pokemon? We just have to hopefully get lucky with the Pokeballs. An open world mechanic would just be a lot for Pokemon to do, and I'm not sure whether they could pull that off or not. However, hopefully they have pulled it off, and of course an open world mechanic is great. This is what fans have been asking for a long time in Pokemon. Of course, we've got a taste of it in Sword and Shield and also Legends Arceus, and now we get the full thing in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. And the game looks amazing from the way the trailers have been shown, so I don't have any problem with the characters and also the Pokemon. The Pokemon look amazing, and the character that you play as looks like they actually interact with the environment, which was a complaint in Sun and Moon, as the character you had just stood there smiling even when terrible things were happening. But it looks like they have different expressions and they interact with the environment, which is really, really well done. And of course, something that has grown to prevalence is having an open world mechanic, especially since Pokemon Origins, which Red he went through the normal Kanto journey, but it was revealed that gym leaders scaled their level to the Pokemon that you have. And even before that, Pokemon fans wanted an open world game, as it's just a bit contrived, especially when you're an older person playing a Pokemon game, that the game kind of holds your hand and leads you. First you go to this gym, then the next gym, especially with the later games, because in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, the Rotom Dex was literally like, you have to go here, make a cutscene, get into the cutscene, then you go here. It's like literally just leading you along like you're a child. And I know it's because it's mostly a children's game, but it is also family friendly, really. So older fans playing the game don't need to have their hand held as they go through the game. They want an open world experience where they can go to whatever gym they want first, or they can go to whatever area they want to go first. So overall, I think the open world game mechanic would be a good idea. I just have some reservations, as I hope Game Freak has programmed Scarlet and Violet all well, and that there aren't any inconsistencies maybe in the open world mechanic where we will actually, unfortunately, maybe not encounter the right wild Pokemon, or we won't encounter our rival at the right time. But other than that, I think an open world mechanic is great, and I can't wait to play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet when they come out. Now let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you like this open world mechanic? Do you also have reservations like me to how this could possibly play out in Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet? And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, also subscribe, and share it out. And I will see you in the next one.